those watching at home, those are the steps. All right, here we go. Look at my shirt. We all have problems, including math teachers. All right. Now, boom, there we go. So go ahead and write this down. We're actually at exactly, I only gave 14 minutes last hour. Right? Ooh, look at my new TV in the classroom. Ooh, great. Okay, but I'm going to stay in this corner. Okay, you can see the difference in the question. Here it is, and I'm giving you a chance to write these down. So those that were watching YouTube videos, pause and look at those steps that you follow, like a map. All right. And here's step one, what it says. Again, I'm going to give you a chance. We're going to do degrees first. I have my calculator in my hand to help on. It is a little annoying. Again, this is the people with the bad attitudes that have been kind of driving me nuts. After I get through this, you'll be like, I'm not going to do this. Seems like too much work. But it really isn't. It's like a lot of grade school work with your calculator. And you do want to use your calculator to help you out. It's really not that hard. So number one, I'm going to change the colors. It says isolate. It's already isolated. By the way, any bums that divide by 3, you have just the math skills. You can't do that. That's stuck in the sign. That's stuck as the argument in this. You can't divide by 3. You can after you free this, and the only way you can free this is, remember the get tricky with a video, da 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 da. When they inverse sign both sides to get things gone. Now that frees the 3 theta. And this is what I mean about step 1. What is the inverse sign of negative a half? Chapter 2. Where do you get sine equals a half? What angle measures? Well, that's y and that's r. What's the reference angle? 3, 2, 1, go. You better be everyone saying that. This is my problem. Those that still don't know that and are dumbfounded by that question, you are lost since January. All right. This is a 30. So what are the 30s in quadrant 3 and 4? 210 and 330. That's where my animosity the last week or so is coming from. I'm bamboozled by some of the things that are going on in here. And then this is what the second step was. Take these answers and add 360. The way I kind of worded it, it sounded like I had to add 360 3 times. No, you have to triple the amount of answers. So you have to add 360 to these angles 2 more times to triple the amount of answers. Triple. So I added 360 to 210. I got my calculator right here. And then I add 360 one more time to that. That's 930. So that's adding 360 to this and then to this. And then I go to 330 and type that on my calculator. Add 360, 690. I made a mistake last hour, and I'm just, telling you how the calculator is what you use on this, and you don't really have to, do a lot here. And I'm going to erase those arrows. And then step 3 is take all these answers and solve for 3 theta, which means you'd have to divide by 3 now. I can at Lockport divide all of these by 3. And I'll take all these divided by 3. It just takes a moment. It's not hard. It just takes a moment. I don't know. I don't trust my brain today. So that's 70, the first one. 330, I think that's 110, right? Right. All right, and then 570 divided by 3. I should be able to do these in my head, but I just don't feel like it right now. My brain's been shattered this week. 690 divided by 3. Used to be able to blame Common Core, but it's just other stuff now. 930 divided by 3 back in the old days, 310. And then the y is coming up here. 1050 divided by 3. Hey, everybody, what is 350 smaller than? 3, 2, 1, go. 360. You just found every single answer that works for this equation that fits between 0 and 360. And let's just analyze the 360 real quick, or 350, sorry. Why does 350 work? Because when I try to plug that in, don't write this down, I'd have to do 3 times 350 in here, which becomes sine of 1050. And from this progression, 1050, sorry, I'm pointing over here, 1050 lands in the exact same spot as 330. So sine of 1050 is equal to the sine of 330, which is negative a half, which means this is true. That means that solves the equation. This works. That's why we have to do what we do, and this is why it is what it is. I'm not doing that anymore for these next questions. We'll just talk about the why. We're not going to write all that stuff out. Okay, all right, I gave a little Mickey Mouse. I just drew these out of my head. 2 cosine 4 theta. Then this is the people that are mathematically just don't belong in here. I'm sorry, I'm done with it. Taking the 2 and the 4 and multiplying. I don't know. Just the goofiest things that I see. Dividing by 4 right now. Unacceptable. -4 on a 4-point question. But what you can do, I can at Lockport, is cosine of 4 theta equals √3/2. That 2 is not part of the argument, not part of the cosine of the angle. It's free as a multiplier on the outside. Now I have to inverse cosine to free the 4 theta. And then all I have to do is do my chapter 2 analysis. And unfortunately, I got the same thing because that's X, that's R. What does that mean? Y has to be 3, 2, 1, go. 1, nice. Got some people. That means this is a 30 again. But now here's what you do 4 theta equals 30. By the way, where else is cosine positive? 3, 2, 1, go. 4. So again, ASTC. When we go to the quiz is, you might want to, when you get a scratch sheet of paper out, you might want to do the ASTC, Sir Kicks or Ticks. Get ready because every question's timed. All right. So you got to be ready for that. This is annoying. I get it. So then what do I have to do? I have to add 360 3 more times because I have to quadruple the amount of answers. So 390, that one I could do. And then I'm going to take 390 and just add 360. I know I just did that before. 750. And then add 360 again. Just takes a minute on the calculator. 1110 equals. And then I got to go to the 330, add 360. 690. Yeah, we already had that one, right? We already had this whole progression, but I'm just going to do it one more time. 1050, right? And then had this on the previous one, and then this one we didn't have. And then all I'm going to do, you get it. You should get it to this point. Now you have to take every one of these and divide by 4. The only one I'm going to evaluate is the last one for you. You don't need me to divide by 4. Come on. Okay, but the last one I am going to divide by 4. 1410 divided by 4, just to show you something, equals 352.5. Everyone say it, which is less than what? 360. All of these answers are going to be less than 360. They're between 0 and 360. This is why we do what we do. Put that Chromebook away. You're not ready for that. Close it. Just makes me think you're not paying attention again. All right, next. Solve the equation for solutions on the interval 0 to 2 pi. I will tell you this. I think radians are easier. All right. Because I had to add that 360. Boy, that was annoying. Trying to add in 360 4 times. And I made this one nicer. I only did it secant squared of 2x. So we're only going to have to double the answers, 1 extra progression. By the way, what do I have to do first? Square root. Let me look at the time. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I didn't expect that. Okay. All right. So square root both sides. I wanted to change colors. Oh, well, too late. And then that makes your life easy. Sorry, I'm screwing up this secant there. Plus minus. Soon as you see √2, what is the reference angle? 3, 2, 1, go. That should have been that fast. Okay. √2, come on. Sticks out like a sore thumb. And guess what? All right, fine. Let me do this. Secant inverse. That cancels these. That frees the 2x. Secant inverse of √2 plus or minus is all the 45s, which is all of the over 4s. Pi over 4, 3 pi, the ones that don't reduce, not 2 pi over 4, not 4 pi over 4, that's pi, not 6 pi over 4. Okay, now this is why I think radians are easier. But listen, let's go back up to step 2. This is why I inserted it in there. Step 2, add 2 pi to these answers, not 360 now. To each answer, this time only once because I need to double the amount of answers. This is what makes me sad. 2 pi is 8 pi over 4. This is why radians are easier. 8 pi over 4 plus pi over 4 is what? 9 pi over 4. I don't need my calculator for that. 8 and 3 is 11 pi over 4. 5 and 8 is 13 pi over 4. And then 8 and 7 is 15 pi over 4. Never had to touch my calculator. Again, I have to double it. I know I kind of said the wording's probably off in step 2. You need to double it, so I only have to add 2 pi. If it was degrees, it'd be 360. Then what? Do not say divide by 2 because we do not divide 2 by 2 very well. Multiply everything by a half. What are all of these denominators then, everybody? 8, 9 pi over 8, 11 pi over 8, 13 pi over 8, 15 pi over 8. I'm not writing those. You should understand that. And guess what? 15 pi over 8 is smaller than 16 pi over 8, which is equal to what? 2 pi. So all these answers are less than 2 pi. Okay? Last but not least, what happens when you have theta divided by 2? And I felt like I kind of had to show this one because it works way different. It's in the same category of question, but let's just wait. I did a couple things here too as well. I put a little 2 there. Take a breath here for a second. Okay, divide by 2, but I don't want to slough off here because I did add 4 minutes to last hour. Because last hour we're done with the quizzes with like 5 minutes left. And then square root. Okay, so I still have not freed the theta over 2 yet. So you have to do the same things, but just notice this argument. That is called an argument, by the way. Math term you don't have to worry about. But I now I got an inverse tan. Now, what about dividing by 2? If you notice, the 2 theta doubled the answers. The 4 theta quadrupled the answers. The half theta could have the amount of answers. There's no reason to be adding 2 pi. None. Okay, because it's going to actually give me less answers than before. And I'll show you how that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and inverse tan, and then you're going to love these because there's less work to do. You don't have to do the add 2 pi thing. Theta over 2 equals. Okay, where do you get root 3 over 1? What's the reference angle? There it is. You hear everyone else? Get on board. All the 60s are pi over 3. They're over 3s. Pi over 3, 2 pi over 3, not 3 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3, and then 5 pi over 3. And again, that's the plus minus in the square rooting. All right, I kind of went over that real fast. Stop screwing that up. Anyone that's still not putting plus minus after you square root both sides, I just don't know what to say. All right, but anyway, what do you got to do to both sides? Multiply by 2, which really means the numerator gets multiplied. The timer went off in my ears. Okay, so this becomes 2 pi over 3, 4 pi over 3. Hey guys, what's 8 pi over 3 larger than? What's 8 pi over 3 larger than? 2 pi. These are answers. They just don't satisfy this set of directions, so I don't have to write them. That's the point. Okay, or satisfying these directions here and having that happen. Okay, so it did actually have the amount of answers, is actually what happened. Okay, go to